Okay, all I need you to say is this is the story about the surfboard, the Stoker Machine, and then just tell us the story.
All right, you ready?
Let her rip, Chatty.
This is a Stoker Machine, and I'm super amped on the Stoker Machine because I'm trying to make it as clear as possible. For me, objects, they gain personality and they gain character and they gain spirit and they gain like soul, they gain like mojo, especially surfboards. A brand new fresh board is that you get is you're always stoked. You're just like, it feels fresh, you're pumped, but it has no soul yet. It also hasn't maybe been through a few different people's hands. It doesn't have a story of any kind. I've always thought, you know, surfboards had this really cool feeling of like a soul. A board will arrive in your life and sort of teach you something. You know, that's what happened with the Stoker Machine.
Dude, the last time you were on this camera, you had no gray hairs.
I think I had, but they were just a little bit hidden in the color palette.
In the fray?
Yeah. Kona is just a kind of a surf town, definitely ocean town, fishing town on the west side of the big island of Hawaii. %98 reef breaks, lava rock, and coral over the lava. A lot of little gurgly, shallow, close to the rocks type of surf. Stoke, if you are randomly watching this, you're not a surfer or not familiar with that word. It's a combination of excited, happy, fulfilled, and calm. Sometimes when you're stoked, you're real amped though, so I don't know about the calm part. So I've been surfing, shoot, not quite 40 years, but almost. And I've been lucky, fortunate to have a life. My situation, I just surf every day. That's just part of my life. It's been a long time theory, but I've been utilizing it more, is don't look at it too long, just go surf. Is regardless, it could be knee high. If you go out and you catch 2 waves, 3 waves, it's like, just makes your whole day better. I think surfing, it has that little special quality. It's almost like an anchor to positivity in a way. Even if you have a shitty day at it, usually you're better off at the end of it that you did something about it. I could be surfing terribly and I'm still having fun, and I actually think it's kind of funny. Like, I'm like, wow, I'm surfing really bad right now. I am not pulling this off. So that part where I can just accept that I'm super fortunate to be in the water surfing, that's what it is for me now. I'm an amateur hobbyist shaper, and a lot of times it's fun just to see if people have boards around that that are so beat up they're never gonna fix them, especially because I'm not a super skilled shaper, so a lot of times it's fun to take maybe that mojo that board already had and, you know, like repurpose it, reuse it. This is a Steph Gilmore board that I somehow hustled when I was in Fiji. So this is Big Girl because of the, you know, when I go and grab these boards from whoever, I'm looking to get blanks. I'm looking to get foam that I can shape into my own design. You can strip the glass off of them and use the blanks. You never know what kind of board might come your way.
So how did you find the Stoker Machine?
Well, this one board came to me, my cousin had it, and I was like, this board looks interesting. It was yellowed, it was old, obviously, but it wasn't beat up, it wasn't thrashed, it was like ready to go. It was this one and some other one that's totally forgettable. Well, I would have maybe thought the Stoker was forgettable. Aside from it was said the Stoker Machine, I got all psyched on that. Because, you know, everybody wants to be stoked. And I've always been a dawn patrol guy. Like, I love the dawn, I love the early morning sun and the light and like everything about it, the sounds. I thought, oh, I'm gonna take this for a spin. started loving the board as just riding it, and has glide. But you can kind of shred it still. On your backhand, it just has a lot of drive. It does lend itself to a good cutback or a good carve, kind of a little bit in the pocket. It holds its speed. It's a fun, glidey board, but it's also responsive, but it sort of makes you approach your surfing in a certain way. It's more than just some like random ass board that, I'm actually like the quality of the performance of the board, it was good enough to where I was like, It's so fun to have this mystery behind it, right? Where'd this board come from? And there's no dimensions on it. You know, I kind of gave it the professional surfer measure up. Just put it under your arm, kind of give it a little wiggle. It's about a 6'4", kind of an interesting, sort of a diamond wide tail. You know, relatively straight rails, pretty thick, really flat deck. You can see it, it actually has a V through the bottom of the board. A lot of times board will have single concave or double concave. And according to which shaper you talk to and which surfer they're supposed to do, you know, certain specific things. On the board, there's a number, a literal phone number, and an email address. And it was Kavika with a V, Kavika @home.com. And I'm like, okay, that's such a California name his name's David or whatever. And he's like, oh, my name's Kavika now. And he spelled it wrong.
Roger that. This Uncle Wally. I'm here to tell you, no more V in Hawaiian alphabet. Kavika is spelled with one W. In Hawaiian, Kavika means David.
I thought that was kind of funny and cool. So I called the number. I was just gonna be like, you know, who is this? What's up with this board?
We're sorry.
I was almost like relieved. It's like, oh, that's even cooler. Then I emailed, came back undeliverable. And then I did, you know, kind of do some lurking around on the internet, and it's out there. So this is a model that was in fashion, I guess, at least in certain areas of the country at some time. And then the coolest part of the story to me, so a few months later, I was down at Banyans, just kind of looking at the waves and holding it. And one of my friends came up, but he's from California. And he was like, what? Where'd you get a Stoker V, dude? And I was like, what do you mean? He's like, I can't believe you have that board. So legend has it, the Stoker Machine is named after a surfer guy named Randall Stoker from Santa Barbara. Like a real character, you know? Definitely not having a 9-to-5 desk job and then being a weekend warrior surf guy. Like, he was like a hardcore surfer that surfed really good.
Once upon a time in a land far, far away.
Randall saw the original Endless Summer when he was a little kid, like 8 or 9 years old, and was just instantly, you know, enamored of surfing and was just hooked, like, immediately.
Whoa, far out.
Be quiet.
As the story goes, he got sent to boarding school.
There'll be no surfing here, Gromit. How do you like that?
His counselor happened to be a guy named Jeff Crothers,
I'm head coach around here, Commodore. Young Stoker gets to surf.
who was a legendary surfer shaper from that area. Jeff sort of becomes a mentor to Randall.
You know, Stoker, the ocean will make you uncomfortable, but discomfort makes us grow stronger.
They just share this love of surfing and surfboards. Jeff shapes Randall a board, and it has this V-bottom on it, but it's kind of an older style shape.
This is sick.
She's super spicy.
You know, fast forward a little bit into the 80s, and, you know, because Randall had so much fun on that V-bottom that Jeff shaped him, it sort of dawns on Randall to kind of incorporate Jeff's design into modern surfboards that he's been riding. It ended up being other shapers that sort of shaped these boards for him. And so there was the birth of the Stoker Machine.
All right.
And then he just disappeared, I guess. surfboards because surfing is so special to so many people and such a fascinating, powerful art, whatever you want to call it. The surfboards, you know, they can become really special and have these really cool stories, you know, just like people do.
So what did this board teach us, Chatty?
Oh, bruh,
Tell us.
the Stoker Machine does make you stoked. And the guy happens to be named Randall Stoker. He's out there somewhere.